Teams gear up for huge playoff matchups. Women's ice hockey forward is here in studio to discuss the Lakers' huge upcoming game against Buff State.
Plus, Blaze Hill breaks down all things men's basketball heading into the weekend, and our very own Larry Burgeon tells us what it takes to be a champion. This is Laker Connections.
Well, after stunning Plattsburgh on the road this weekend, the Laker men's ice hockey team was riding a wave of momentum going into their first round SUNYAC matchup against Fredonia. But with their season on the line, how would the Lakers respond? Well, I'm here to recap the game for you. And it started off with a pass from David Titanic over to Mike Montagna to make it an early 1-0 lead for the Lakers in the first period, 5 minutes into the game. Then, off a power play opportunity, it was Corey Melkert and Taylor Bourne working together to get the puck over to Alex Perkins, tie it up did Plattsburgh at 1 apiece. And then with just under 4 minutes later, it was Andrew Barton, top of the shelf, left side of the goal, to lift the Lakers once again 2-1. And later in the second, with 41 seconds left in that period, Zawadzki made a great save, all for naught, as the puck would unfortunately ricochet off of his glove and just escape into the back of the net to tie the game up at 2 apiece for Fredonia. Now later, you go for a power play, and it's Bobby Gerstakis over to Botten, over to McElottie for a quick 1-2-3 punch in the power play opportunity. They would then win the game by a final score of 3-2, advance to play Plattsburgh this weekend, Saturday, away on the road.
Now, the Lakers men's basketball team was able to clinch a home first-round game in the SUNYAC playoffs after beating Cortland by 2 on the road this past Saturday. However, the Red Dragons would get another shot at Oswego State from Maxiel Gymnasium with a berth in the SUNYAC finals on the line. So this past Tuesday, Oswego took on Cortland, and Daniel Ross was a huge highlight of the game, scoring 24 points, which is absolutely outstanding. And we had Covley, Powell, all doing an excellent job, and the crowd just went wild as Oswego beat Cortland 69-57, which made them go on to the semifinals, which will take place tomorrow night.
Well, newly nationally ranked Oswego State had already clinched a spot in the SUNYAC playoffs heading into this weekend, but the Lakers were hoping to play a spoiler, but we'll have more on that after a quick break. You're watching Laker Connections right here on WTOP 10 TV.
Yours in the stands.
Malcolm, energy savers last 6 times longer than regular bulbs.
This isn't my room. It's Baron Davis's.
The basketball player? This is his room?
I don't live here.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
Welcome back to Laker Connections. I'm Sonny Goldbaum, and at this time we'd like to welcome in a very special guest, our very own Lakers senior forward, Maddie Paul. And Maddie, thanks so much for joining us.
No problem.
Now, I just want to jump right into it. You guys are now nationally ranked number 10 in the SUNYAC. How does it feel to get that sort of recognition?
Feels really good. When we went in to play Utica, we knew they were ranked, and so we knew going into that weekend if we could kind of take care of business there, that we could hopefully pull our ranking up. And it feels good being able to go in there and just handle business and then get the pulls that we needed.
Absolutely. Now, you guys also have, had a tremendous season thus far. You've been playing just about as well as you've ever played in program history. Just kind of give me your thoughts on the season so far.
It's been really good. It was a little hard at first because we have so many freshmen coming in, so it was a little hard getting them kind of caught up to our speed, but they learned really quickly, and we got them to where we need them to be in order to be successful. And so, I mean, we're just looking forward to going further and taking playoffs as best as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys, your next matchup is going to be against Buff State. It's a big game. They're ranked number 6. Just kind of give me a preview of that.
Well, playing them earlier this season, we won both games, obviously, but coming into playoffs, it's a one-game spiel. So, we know that anything can happen. The underdogs are favored usually in these types of scenarios, so we can't take them lightly by any means. They're going to come gunning for us, and so we're ready for it. We're ready for anything they can throw at us. But, I mean, it should be good games.
Yeah, and do you think it's going to have a different sort of feel being that it's the playoffs?
Yeah, definitely. It always does. It's always more exciting, more energy, but, I mean, it makes it better. It makes it more fun for everyone, really.
Now, what are the other players in the locker room saying right now?
Same kind of thing. I mean, the core of our team is all seniors, too, so they're all really excited. I mean, it's our last home game, and so it's a big kind of push for us. We want it to be a good game. We want to win. We want to come through and have a good time with it.
Now, Maddie, I know you're nearing the end of your Laker career, and it's been quite a successful career for you here in the Campus Center Ice Arena. Just kind of give me how does it feel to be leaving, and what are some lasting impressions you think you're going to have?
It's definitely bittersweet. I mean, obviously we've had such a great last couple of years here that I can't complain at all with the seasons we had, and I wouldn't change a thing. But you never really want it to end, especially since we're doing so well now and it's only going to get better. So I can't wait to watch what the other girls do in the next couple of years and just kind of keep following them, and because I know they're going to do great things and go far.
Absolutely. And what was the biggest takeaway for you?
Just probably the family that we've all kind of grown to be. Coming from so far away, coming here was so nice to just have that core group of girls that I know I can go to and look to for anything, and they are a family. They're my home away from home without a doubt, and I wouldn't change anything. I love it here. I love all the girls, and I just hope that we stay as close as we are.
Yeah, absolutely. And what has been, in terms of the other girls, how have they been reacting to?
I mean, it's the same kind of thing for everyone. Everyone's excited, but at the same time, we don't want it to end. But I mean, we've had such a great career that we can't complain. I mean, with how we've done, so it's bittersweet, really. That's the best way I can describe it.
And in terms of the overall program, what kind of direction do you see it moving? Do you see it progressively getting better year to year?
Absolutely. I mean, the girls that have come in, it's been kind of hard because we have such a a good core of seniors, and so the freshmen haven't been getting quite the opportunities that they would want. But these next couple of years, they're going to take over, and I mean, they've been doing great in the roles that we've been giving them, and so they're just going to take over, and I know they're going to do so well and just lead it right to where we should be.
Who in particular is a standout freshman for you?
Standout freshman?
Because there's a lot of them. I mean, Tori Sherbato has been amazing in the goal, and
yeah,
or she's a sophomore.
She's a sophomore, yeah, and I think another sophomore, Lizzie, too. I think she's going to be a big leader in the next couple of years. She's really stepped up her game too. It's hard to tell with the freshmen right now because it's just so new for them. But I mean, I think all of them are going to do big things here.
All right. One final question. Just the mentality. What is the mentality right now of the older players, the juniors and the seniors, going into these playoffs?
Mentality is to just kind of get it done, I guess you can say. So we're going in thinking, not overthinking things, but not underthinking them either, because I mean, both can kind of throw you off. But just going in with keeping it simple, going at it head on, and just not trying to complicate things in any sort of way.
Absolutely. Well, thanks a lot, Maddie, for joining us, and good luck this weekend. When we come back, our very own Blaze Hill will be here to let us know if the men's basketball team can pull off yet another big upset this weekend against Brockport. This is Laker Connections.
So, do you have any questions?
What is your soup of the day?
We have a mulligatawny soup.
Oh, do you have any specials?
We have a steak special today.
Oh, how's that cooked?
That's pan-seared and then...
Does it come with a side dish? Is it grilled? Can I have it steamed? So, what do you recommend? What kind of pie do you have? You're an actor. Aren't you from Ohio?
Any questions?
Ask questions. For the 10 questions everyone should know, go to ahrq.gov.
So you can't save money? That's easy as pie. Drink from the tap. A $3 bottle of water a day times 10 years times 6% interest is over 14,000 clams. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feedthepig.org.
She was a passenger. I was deboned on the passenger side.
We just had some wine. I wasn't even drunk. I was just buzzed.
What? You were just buzzed. Well, so you didn't tell us that. In that case, she's just fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Really?
No, not really.
Buzz driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Welcome back to Laker Connections here on WTOP. I'm Sonny Goldbaum, and we're going to jump right back into that Oswego State Laker hockey game against Fredonia yesterday in the Campus Center Ice Arena. And the Lakers would come out with that win. Let's take it from the top. As you can see, a preview of both teams. Brandon Adams coming out, obviously a proud player who's done a lot for this team, and we're right into the action. A lot of physicality in this one. David Titanic's going to get it and put it in the back of the net, lift the Lakers to an early 1-0 lead at the 15:41 mark in the first period. Later, it's going to be a power play opportunity. Corey Melker to Taylor Bourne, over to Alex Perkins, who is going to get the score, gets Fredonia on the board at 1 apiece, and just under 4 minutes later, Oswego State's going to capitalize off of Andrew Barton's unassisted top shelf play into the back of the net. Brian Douse for Fredonia would then rebound. Zawadzki reaching out to try to stop it, but it's going to ricochet off the glove, and then the Lakers will capitalize on a power play later in the game. It's Bobby Gerstakis to Botten to McElottie, the quick 1-2-3 punch, and then with 10 seconds left, Fredonia tries to make one last stand trying to tie it up, but the Lakers would hold them off, and man, were they pumped. You can see after this one, they are hugging and they are excited. They are now going to advance to Plattsburgh on the road, which they will play this Saturday at 7 p.m. So a lot to look forward to. And now we are going to go over to a package with our very own Larry Bergen. And Larry is going to give us his best input on answering the call. All right.
But when opportunity comes knocking on the door, who will answer? These two teams have a great opportunity. Their passion, desire, and will had led them to this moment. Playoff hockey.
He's going to take himself with a shot off a rocker. Water Street now, and that one goes in!
An opportunity for the Lakers, and it's the first goal for Oswego!
Where only the strong survive, and the weak go home.
Play hero, there's still a chance, backhanded in front, shot taken, and it could have been the potential tying goal!
Plattsburgh Cardinals, and that one's just in front, the backhander, and Titanic scores!
And now back to St. Clair again. St. Clair lets the shot go, that was the flush, she scores!
The regular season is over.
Has it skating around, she can't get a clear shot, it's poked away, another opportunity, and another save by Travato!
No more excuses.
There's only 2 seniors, contrary to 14 last year.
No more mistakes.
And Plattsburgh will be going on another power play.
This is a fight to the finish, a fight to be number one.
A couple of big opportunities there. That's a knuckle puck right in front of the net. Bellman, what a stop there!
Olivia Morrison, captain, she takes it herself and scores!
The gloves are off, and the stakes are high, but there is only one question that still remains. Who will answer?
Blaze Hill is going to be in studio later in the show, but first we're going to head to a quick break here on Laker Connections. We'll be right back.
Cougars were getting smoked like a cheap cigar.
Honey, the credit fairy doesn't exist.
What?
It's make-believe. Nobody left anything under your pillow.
If there's no credit fairy, then we'll make our credit score go up.
We will, by doing things like paying our bills on time.
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
What?
My name is LaDainian Tomlinson. By keeping kids in school, I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Welcome back to Laker Connections on WTOP. I'm Kim Abendondolo. We would now like to welcome in our very own men's basketball analyst, Blaze Hill. Hey Blaze, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Kim. Thanks for having me.
No problem. And today, you're here to talk about Oswego men's basketball, and they had an excellent game on Tuesday where they beat Cortland. And so in their game, the senior Daniel Ross did an excellent job scoring 24 points. How is he such a crucial player to the Lakers?
Dan Ross has been an important player for the Lakers all year. We saw him transfer in at the beginning of last year, what was his junior season. And right away, we could tell that he was going to be a player to watch for then the next 2 years. And now, hard to believe that those 2 years went by so fast as he's getting ready to graduate now in May. As you mentioned, Dan is a senior. He's been a huge player all year. It was him and Brian Sortino really kind of, leading this team all year. Lakers played some pretty consistent basketball for the first part of the year. Then Brian Sortino went down in early January with a season-ending injury, and really the entire weight of the team was thrust upon Dan Ross, and he's answered the call perfectly. He's one of the best scorers in the SUNYAC. If you ask me, he's a top 3 player in the SUNYAC, and Dan Ross, number 1, both on his jersey and in the hearts of Laker basketball fans, has done everything that this team has needed of him and more, and he's a huge reason why they've made it as far as they have.
Wow, so I can definitely see why the Lakers love him so much. Now, Blaze, who are the other key players for the Lakers this season?
The other key players for the Lakers, it's kind of gone back and forth because the problem that the Lakers have had, as I mentioned, when Sortino went down mid-season, the Lakers have had trouble finding somebody else to assist Ross. So Ross is, when Ross scores 25 points, the Lakers were still losing a lot of games. Sometimes they would win, sometimes they would lose. It all depends on how the role players and how the bench production has been for Oswego this season. When players like Matt Crockett, Keith Tyson, Kyle Coveley, Walter Sampson, even Elijah McLaurin, when players like that step up, Rashawn Powell is another name I should mention. When players like that step up, that's when we tend to see the Lakers succeed the most. And that's why the Lakers have been playing such good basketball as of late, because when the Lakers are firing on all cylinders, they're one of the most consistent teams in the SUNYAC. The problem is some of those players don't always show up. Dan Ross scores 20, 25 points, but the Lakers still lose by 15. They need that bench scoring, especially if they're going to upset Brockport for the second time in 2 weeks.
And yeah, like you were saying, but Oswego's traveling to Brockport tomorrow at 8 p.m. How do you think Oswego is going to deal with being the away team this time?
Yeah, Kim, I think that's a great question because this is really a problem for the Lakers in two facets. Of course, they're playing Brockport, who obviously is very hungry to come out and beat Oswego. They are, of course, the #1 team in SUNYAC. Oswego played in a fantastic game about 10 days ago and were able to upset them on Oswego's senior day. Amazing game. Oswego scored 90-plus points on the #1, on one of the top defenses in the SUNYAC. Brockport still scored 83 points, but this is huge because now Oswego goes to Brockport, who's one of the best home teams in the SUNYAC, and they're hungry and looking for revenge on the Lakers. Plus, the Lakers, Kim, are not a great road team, so that's going to affect them huge. The Lakers are going to have a really tough time upsetting Brockport for a second time.
Well, it'll be very interesting to see how they do being the away team this time. Absolutely. Now, Blaze, last time Oswego played Brockport, they won, but Brockport's top scorer and the leading scorer in the SUNYACs tore his ACL, John Ivey. Now, how is Brockport going to deal without him in the game?
The thing about John Ivey is that, and the significance of his injury, it's not just that the Golden Eagles are missing their best scorer. They're missing the undisputed best player and best scorer in the SUNYAC Conference, a player who, through 4 years now in his career in Brockport, has carried this team. They're the #1 offense in the SUNYAC for a reason, and this is why Brockport has been such a good team all year. They played so well all year. With John Ivey's injury, there was a lot of concern, and that's why a lot of people say Oswego was able to pull off that game because John Ivey was never able to get hot in the second half. He went down with that ACL injury in Oswego just about 10 days ago. But since then, to maybe the critics' points, Brockport still in their last 2 games scored 86 points in both of those games. So even without John Ivey, they're still proving that they can score. Granted, Oswego is the #1 defense, so it's going to be tough for Brockport to score 86 points. I'm saying Brockport's going to score around 70 to 75 points in this matchup coming up with Oswego this weekend because Oswego being the best defense in terms of scoring in the SUNYAC. But you got to look for their point guard Carruthers and one of their guard forward combos, Patrick Coyle, #25. They have to step up, and their play is going to be huge if Brockport wants to avoid another upset.
So Brockport is going to be the home team, and Oswego, like you said, does not play as well away. So just to wrap it up, who do you think the key players are going to be for each team, and what are some more of your predictions for the game?
I think Carruthers' play, the point guard for Brockport, is going to be absolutely huge, and Rashawn Powell has to step up. Rashawn Powell is the power forward center for Oswego, and when he plays well, the team plays well. Oswego needs him to score a lot and get a lot of rebounds. My prediction for this one, I think the Lakers fall just short, about 7-8 points short of upsetting Brockport, and Brockport's going to move on to the championship game, and the Lakers season's going to come to an end on Saturday night.
All right, let's see how that goes. Well, Blaze, thanks a lot for joining us. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Larry Burgeon will show us what the intensity about playoffs is all about. This is Laker Connections.
Do you like this top? It's so gay. Really? Yeah, it's totally gay.
You really shouldn't say that.
Say what?
Well, say that something's gay when you mean it's bad. It's insulting. What if every time something was bad, everybody said, "Oh, that's so girl wearing a skirt as a top"?
Oh, you are.
Those are cute jeans, though. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Get your Smokey on. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Because 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hi, we're Real Big Fish.
And you're watching WTOP 10.
Like the number.
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Rachel. She's cool.
Hey. Hey, could you watch the road?
Hey, could you watch the road?
Okay. All right, well, if we die in a car crash, I want to donate my eyes to my neighbor, Gary. He has a boat, and he sails all around the world. I would love to see that. I don't know if he actually needs eyes, but who would turn on a free pair of eyes, right? Who's that rich?
All right, welcome back to Laker Connections. I'm now joined with Matt Jackson, our very own Laker hockey analyst. And Matt, it's great to have you in studio here
Thanks,
today.
I'm glad to be here.
Now, you know, the Lakers, they had a great matchup yesterday against Fredonia State, and they came out with the victory 3-2. What did you find were the keys to victory in this one?
Definitely the playoff atmosphere. Having the home game was definitely a big key to victory. Having the game in the Campus Center Ice Arena is something that this team really needed. So something with the atmosphere having this playoff home game. Also, along with that, just the rookies, they handled the situation very well. Coach Ed Gosek had the team very prepared, and the chemistry is there. We didn't see that at the beginning of the season when they lost to the Fredonia Blue Devils 3-2. And then last night, the chemistry was there. The team played as a unit. 4-3 victory. You gotta like, if you're Coach Ed Gosek, what you see on the ice.
Now, you mentioned some rookies being prepared. Which ones in particular?
Matt Galati. It's great to see him out there, leading scorer for the Lakers and in SUNYAC. 20 goals on the year, 10 assists, 30 points. He had himself a goal last night. Got the crowd going when he's put that one in the back of the net. So I definitely think Matt Galati is a standout freshman for this team, and he's someone who is going to be a force to be reckoned with for years to come for this Lakers team.
You talked about that crowd, and obviously that's a big factor in Oswego-Plattsburgh games. Speaking of which, they've got another one this Saturday. Yep. How are they going to be able to fare in that one?
Well, they just went there last week, and they were actually victorious. I was actually personally at the game. I made the trip up to Plattsburgh, and it was a great environment. Plattsburgh is one heck of a hockey team. There's a reason they're number 2 in the nation. Number 2 in the SUNYAC. But that team with senior night, the crowd was rocking, but Plattsburgh just couldn't hold on. Oswego just battling. They had a 5-minute major penalty, and that gave them a 2-1 lead, capitalizing twice on that penalty. So next thing you know, they're up, and then they find themselves tied, and then they were down, and then Brandon Adams, the hero of the weekend, just made the game victorious as he put one in the back of the net past Chewy. And next thing you know, the Lakers have to go back there. So now going back to Plattsburgh, now is something that can they do twice in one season? They tied the first time here, and then the next time they got the victory, and now it's playoff atmosphere in Plattsburgh. I know a couple of kids here from Oswego are making the trip, so we'll see what happens this weekend.
Now, what do you think they learned from last time that they can apply to this new one?
Something they definitely learned is that Matt Zawaski is their goaltender. Justin Gilbert, Matt Zawaski have been going at it all year, deciding who's the starting goaltender. But Matt Zawaski, he came in late in the second period. He took over the game after Justin Gilbert allowed 3 goals. Matt Zawaski steps in, pitches a shutout for the second half of the game, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, the Lakers are victorious. So going into this game, Matt Zawaski is definitely the player to watch.
Matt, is the playoff atmosphere going to add an extra spark to this rivalry?
The playoffs are here. It's college hockey. You got to like it if it's college hockey. I'm a big college hockey fan myself. Plattsburgh is going down this weekend. You heard it here first. I think the Oswego State Lakers are going to come out victorious. Can they do it twice in 1 week? Have they done that in a while? No, they haven't. But I think that the Oswego State Lakers going back into Plattsburgh with this confidence that they just beat Plattsburgh, and then next thing you know, they beat Fredonia here. Now they have to go back to Plattsburgh. This team has been battle-ridden. They've come so far since the beginning of this year. And I think that this is the team that really can be the ones to upset Plattsburgh. I know Geneseo's number 1, Plattsburgh's number 2, but Oswego's number 3 for a reason. They're a force to be reckoned with. And I think that Oswego, with the confidence that they have, they can go into this matchup and they can come out victorious against the Plattsburgh Cardinals. And then, you never know. It's Geneseo and Buff State in the other matchup, and you never know what's going to happen with them. So we really have to wait and see.
Absolutely. Now, Matt, just quick 20-second response. Describe to me the freshman roles this weekend.
The freshmen play the biggest role in this team. It's a team full of freshmen. I really think that this is going to be a team that's going to do it. The freshmen are phenomenal.
All right. Thanks a lot. That was our very own Matt Jackson breaking it all down for you as the Oswego State Lakers set to take the ice in Plattsburgh this Saturday night at 7 at night. So that's going to do it for this edition of Laker Connections. We hope you tune in next week, same place, same time, right here on WTOP 10 TV. Have a good night, everybody.